to say that I thought that movie was pretty decent.
I didn't
It's,
like it.
you didn't like it.
It was
Uh,
the
it,
animation
it
looks like it looks like poopy poop, and
well,
I just can't gel with the voice actors. I can't gel with the voices.
I understand that. The one thing I will say though about that movie is I could tell that Ed Boon was involved because of the graphic death scenes of a lot of the characters that people may not be prepared for. But I appreciate that the violence was there. Maybe it got wrapped up a little bit too quickly because I think that movie wasn't even a 90-minute movie. It's like an hour and 18 minutes or something like that, and that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
brief for the storyline. But
Mm-mm.
yeah, but it was still okay. It's better than some other things
Mm-mm.
that I haven't seen
It
lately. So
they should have just put it on HBO Max and
hmm
called it a day. Like you said, it was too short for me. I just did not like the animation very much. The death scenes were top notch because it is to show kind of the blind anger that Superman is going through and
yep.
how do you stop someone who's literally unstoppable.
hmm
So I loved how they did that. I thought that was superb. But for me, here's the thing, I'm backwards. I knew that it was a video game. I thought it was a comic book first, and then became a video game. You know, they talked about it ever so often that we actually get a comic book based on a video game, and
hmm
I think between those two, the comic book and the video game, it had such in-depth storylines and such great storytelling that because maybe they're going and they're assuming because everyone already seen or played the video games or read the comics that they already know what they're getting into. I thought it really wasn't a great introduction to someone who has never played or never read the comics. I thought because it was so rushed that you don't get the levels and the depths of what actually happens. Now, granted, you cannot create a 50-hour movie. We're
Yeah,
not looking for that. But in terms of storytelling, they could have let some things play out a little bit more. And
yeah.
I wouldn't mind if this was like a two-parter in that
Well,
sense.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's going to be, but
yeah. It definitely needs to be. I definitely agreed. Some stuff was rushed. I was gonna say there's a little bit of static on your end.
oh
Um,
no.
no, 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 that's fine. You're fine. But I just gonna say that overall, yeah, it was an okay movie.
It's decent.
I would say that it was rushed because like I don't know if I want. I mean, the movie isn't out for everybody yet, so I don't want to dive into any spoiler territory. But I
Right.
will say one particular thing that happens in that movie after you know the initial thing that makes Superman angry. Well, there's another thing that happens later in the movie to another person close to Superman, and I thought that was his response after that, and how it wraps up at the end, where all of a sudden it's just like he is somewhat he accepts responsibility for what he did, but it's like that was kind of rushed because what happened with that other person, I could understand why somebody would be angry about that and that would linger, but it felt like he was still angry about what happened with Lois all throughout the entirety, but yet let's forget about the other character that also got didn't make it, and it didn't feel as though that was magnified